good, people? What's good? We are back for another episode of Brothers Been Two. How y'all doing tonight? I am back. I am fully well. I'm celebrating my birthday. And I just want to say rest in peace to Ruth Bader Ginsburg. This is going to be a terrible blow to the nation. We ain't gonna get too much into it though. But for her, I'm drinking the rest of my Uncle Nearest. I wasn't gonna drink tonight. But after that news, I gotta drink.
Yo, this your boy T, coming from the A, by way of Live, Mississippi. Athlete, I'm David Ruffin. After last week moderating, I'm David Ruffin. I got my shades. I'm ready. I'm
about to mute your ass already.
What up? This your boy Crowley representing Jacktown. Definitely about to finish off one bottle of Douce and then roll into another bottle of Douce. You know, I'm still keeping it Virgo season, Virgo gang. Shout out, happy birthday to Jay Ward in this thing, baby. Let's go.
With his smash ass.
N-N-O-L.
Good evening, folks. I am that guy that goes against the grain. I say those things that you can't say, but you really want to say. And I'll take those burdens for you.
Me right now.
This is why I'm your conscience. I am him.
Oh, okay. What's going on, y'all? It's Jay Ward coming to you live from Shreveport, Louisiana, originally from Lake Providence, Louisiana, by way of Vicksburg, Mississippi. I'm happy to be here, happy to see my 34th birthday, my Walter Payton year. So I'm excited about that. Shout out to the news. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but it's just still good to be even considered by probably the greatest athlete to ever exist, Deion Sanders, potentially coaching Jackson State University. And if you don't know much about Deion, if you just want to go back and watch some of that stuff to see how he dominated two sports and multiple positions. Well, yeah, three sports and was dominant at multiple positions.
Basketball,
go check that man out.
And football, yeah, that was 4.
Right. Offense and defense in football. So, you know, it's just amazing. So if we even can be considered for that, that's a blessing. And it's one step to putting our university even further on the map than we already are.
Hey, did T just fall like the chairman?
That nigga just had a stroke or something, didn't he?
T.
All right.
T.
Leave it alone, man.
He fell out the chair. I knew it. I knew he fell out the chair. Classic. That was classic.
Crowley, you were not supposed to bring attention to that, man.
That nigga sitting in the hot chair and failed. Crash.
Hey, just letting y'all know, I will be posting that clip soon.
Hey, please do.
Real soon.
Please do.
That's going up.
Oh,
All
man.
right, wrapping everything up. It's your boy CJB here, drinking on mineral water again tonight. So let's get into it.
Damn, T, they said you built that chair, bro.
No, sit your ass down now. Don't try to. I'm sorry, Grandma.
Hey, the chair.
Got to switch T out already. So,
hey, that's what he get for calling himself the David Ruffin of the clip.
This gonna be a good one, man.
Yeah, you need to stop
Don't
drinking.
like that chair.
Oh,
Damn, and you short. How the hell you fall out the chair and you already on the ground?
That nigga was in a high chair, bro.
Listen, I didn't fall out the chair, bro. Don't believe the rumors.
All right, we're gonna post it later on. Let's get right into it. Let's go and get it right into it.
oh.
So, y'all posted, or somebody posted this message. It was on Twitter, all on Facebook, and we're gonna jump right into it. Women always say, "My father spoiled me," basically talking about when a woman is spoiled by her father, men have to step up to the plate and meet those responsibilities and spoil that woman too. But when a man is spoiled by his mother, his parents, and we ask a woman to spoil us, the reply is, "I ain't your mama," or "That ain't how that's supposed to go." So my question, y'all fellas, tonight is, what's wrong with a man being spoiled? Like, what have y'all ever seen that where you ask for a woman to spoil you, do something for you, it's always they don't return that energy? I'm not your mama. I'm not spoiling you. I'm not doing things for you. Who want to start us off?
I say go with everyone's conscience. E.
I don't really. Okay, this is my perspective on this. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe I gotta step shit up from the gate, from off there, because I know what I bring to the table, and I'm comfortable with being myself and who I am. You know what I'm saying? I don't look for nobody to spoil me. You know what I'm saying? Because I never received that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So being from the country, you kind of learn to work with limited resources, and that helps you build your character and makes you more of a stand-up nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody that's gonna be like my mama. You know what I'm saying? No shape, no form. You know what I'm saying? At all. Nah, I'm good. I'm good on that part. You know what I'm saying? So I don't need anybody to spoil me like that. It's like I don't look for my mother in a partner. That's like borderline creepy as fuck to me. So like I don't believe in that shit. I don't care about it. You know what I'm saying? I think that like women, only the ain't shit women look to be spoiled. Just gonna keep it a book, because otherwise, the real independent women, and they ain't gonna look for that because they already got their shit together. So they don't need no other man. They don't need no man interfering, saying like, "Oh yeah, let me spoil you." You know what I'm saying? They already got their shit together.
That's a good point. So you saying the woman that's independent and got their shit together, they don't look for anything from a man, but that's
they don't need it because they've been self-sufficient like for a period of time. To whereas, you know what I'm saying, that's how they notice that they are independent. They are self-sustaining and right. But I can't get mad at nobody for turning down free money though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't think it's just about free money. You can spoil people in different ways. So I'm gonna go to Jay Ward next because he I say about this. So what do you think?
So I think a lot of times with the perception of this is that women look at spoiled as a weaker man. And, you know, we did talk about, you know, what does it mean to be a real man? And I think a lot of times a woman looks at a man that's spoiled, meaning that he's relying on his parents, which means that he's weaker and he's not going to be a man and he's not going to take care of business and not take care of them. So they may be looking at it like, oh, this person is spoiled. So whenever, you know, shit hits the fan, he's going to run to his mom instead of me being able to run to him. Or he's going to be, you know, he's going to run to his dad. I think it's almost like when a woman knows that a man has a safety blanket, she knows that you know, it's a potential that his foot will never always, well, both feet will never always be with her, because he might always have one foot back in his mama's house or his daddy's house, because he always has a place to go lay his head. So when you have someone who's fully invested in you, and you know that, hey, this person is fully invested with me, because even if they wanted to, they can't just, well, I'm gonna go to my mama's house and all that type of stuff. And I think women do that as well. I think that's something that both parties do, is just, you know, when things get rocky, they turn and go home, which is to their parents' house. And I think that's just a red flag. But I also think another side of it is that when a woman knows that you're spoiled, in particular by your mother, that they feel like that's an unfair expectation on them. Like they always have to compete with your mom. And it goes back to the conversation that we had about the front seat and the back seat, or if your mama and your wife drowning, who you gonna save first and all that. So it's like a competition thing, and they can never live up to those expectations. So, you know, they feel like, well, damn, if you tethered to your mom, that's something that I can't replace. Whereas, you know, with a real man or a man who they know has his stuff together, they already know that he's not going to put her in a position to compete with his mom. So I think that's that thing. But I think women really wear it as a badge of honor, and they should, that their dads took good care of them and all of that. But I think that you can't go in saying, well, my daddy can do this, my daddy can do that. But then if the man says, well, my mama can do this, my mama can do that, and you throwing that back in his face, I don't think that that's fair to be able to do that.
I don't think nobody should throw that in each other face. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like, she don't give a fuck about what your mama did for you. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't give a fuck about what her daddy did. Like, you know what I'm saying? They or like even you know, with like carpentry skills or some shit like that, right? You say, oh yeah, my daddy can build a house. I'm like, shit, so he couldn't buy that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
But even with like relationship decisions, like oh well, me and you and your significant other may talk about painting the house one color, but then if they feel like, well, mom is gonna overrule what I say, so the wall's gonna be beige because she want them beige. That's a lose-lose situation for a woman. So I can see the woman's perspective on that because they always feel like the mom's opinion is gonna always outweigh theirs.
Well, let's get into it real quick because somebody asked in the comments, what does it mean to be spoiled? So what we're talking about is the mother doing everything for the son as far as paying the bills, cooking all the food, taking the son on trips, so on and so forth. So if he asks his wife to do the same, or his partner to do the same thing, to be spoiled, why is that seen as a negative? Why is that seen as something wrong?
Can I say this, Swift? And I'm gonna let somebody else go, but can I say this?
Go ahead.
Because I think a lot of times with this, it's almost like when you see someone with privilege and it makes you feel like you've never had to work for anything. And it's just like, I'm not going to say you envious, but you feel like, man, this particular person has been given everything. So they don't understand struggle. They don't know how to grind and, pull themselves up because everything has been handed to them. So I think when I think of spoiled, that's what it means to me. Like, you ain't never had to work for nothing. Nobody's ever told you no. So when I tell you no, when I think of a spoiled man, it's the man that's waiting on his girl to buy him a PlayStation 5. No, I'm joking.
I'm gonna mute your ass right now. He ain't saying shit else tonight. Let me go to the comments real quick before I go to the next person. Fifi said, "My dad spoiled us with attention and time. He is very frugal." Kim, the expectation of a woman of a man is to provide food, home, shelter. In present day, women are capable of earning just like a man. The past standards expectations to today's relationships. I guess that's another topic for another day. But that's a good question. Sheila, never seen either parent spoil the other, but I am one to spoil my guy. Somebody better shoot their shot. Annika not hearing the word no. D Hug, or Thomas Shepard. A spoiled person is someone who is extremely selfish, egotistic, and incapable of doing anything good for other people. What y'all think? Go ahead, Corey. What you think? What you think?
That's a good definition.
It was.
So you agree?
To respond to the meme, I feel like it just shows the double standard that you see on social media regarding dating. Like, you see a lot of women on social media say, my dad set the tone, so I expect the man to follow, do the same. But when you talk about how your mom brought you up and how she raised you, she could tell you, nigga, I'm not your mama. And that's true. That happens a lot. But I feel like there's nothing wrong with being spoiled, but that's not exclusive to women only. Spoiling goes both ways. And spoiling is not necessarily getting wherever you want, when you want it. It's somebody who's taking the extra step to pretty much make you comfortable. Like they know you having a bad day, they'll do something you like to make your day go good, some shit like that. It's really nothing major too. I think people interpret spoiled the wrong way.
Gotcha. Okay. Anybody else want to add on, Crow and T? And Rock? I'm gonna get to you.
Like, we talked about this before, how the man never has freedom, and this is the way to keep the man down, bro. We can't enjoy nothing, like ever. Oh, if you spoiled, then you're a mama's boy, you're a titty boy, stuff like that. So I mean, can we enjoy being spoiled by anybody in our life? If it ain't our parents, if it ain't our old lady, like when can we enjoy anything besides getting socks for Christmas? Like, what's up? For real, somebody talk to me. I really want to know, because it's like, okay, we never get a chance, really. So that's it.
But why is that?
It depends what type of socks you're getting too, though, bro. I'm gonna
ask Rob. I'm gonna close out with you, Crow. Rob, why do you think men can't be spoiled? Introduce yourself, what you're drinking on. But why do you think men not spoiled? Like,
what's going on, y'all? Come to you from Tampa by way of Bolton, Mississippi. I'm drinking on some red wine tonight, trying to relax. Man, I put this up today on Facebook, and I had a lot of people being willfully ignorant, acting as if they didn't know what I was talking about. Oh, that's what the meme was talking about. And I've heard a lot of women that compare their man or their future man or their ghost man to their father as far as what he did for them. But if you do the same thing to a woman, she's going to get immediately perturbed or irritated. And I think it all boils down to an ego thing. It's very easy for you to compare someone to your father, but if someone compares you to their mother, it hits your ego. Because a lot of women, it's the same thing with a lot of women in a relationship and a lot of men, they hate being compared to someone's ex. Cool, got it. But instead of taking, like how we do, if a woman compares us to her father, we're going to go either one or two ways. We're going to be like, I need to step up to the plate, or your dad ain't shit, I'm my own man. If you do that to a woman, it's going to be an immediate fight. And it should not be that way, what it boils down to. Like everyone talks about what the man is not doing, but you shouldn't be comparing anybody to your mate. That's what it boils down to. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be putting lofty expectations on your mate based on what your dad did to you, because when it boils down to it, you're not her dad, you're her man.
Right.
So you shouldn't be raising her. You should be in marriage or helpmate with her. So it shouldn't be a father-daughter relationship.
Partnership.
You all should be a partnership. You all should be equal. You all should be working together. There shouldn't be a power dynamic where someone's taking care of you. And so
she called you daddy in a relationship?
They did, but it was a different type.
One more thing, Rod, what you were saying is damn, I lost it that fast. Y'all threw me off, man.
It's a law education, boy.
If you stop combing that damn side chin beard, you get
it was good too, man. It was good.
And I'm gonna ask y'all too, how would you like to be spoiled? I'm gonna wait till Crow finish though, but how would you like to be spoiled? I want y'all to think on that for a quick second.
To be honest, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all. I know Thomas Shepard gave a definition of egotistic and all that. I was spoiled. Yes, I was spoiled. The women in my family spoiled me. The men in my family spoiled me. Definitely did. They protected me. The women in my family made sure they showed love, nurturing, and care. So yes, when I go out, I look for that. I look for people that's gonna present that around me. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nothing wrong with being spoiled in any aspect, because we all want greatness. We all want betterment for ourselves. So if you looking for somebody to give you low class stuff, and that's why you got trash around you. So I'm not gonna look for less in nothing that I have, you know, because I was brought up always, even if we didn't have, you know what I'm saying, you was gonna get it expressed, that spoiledness, in another way. So I was gonna get an extra piece of chicken because hey, we couldn't go get that fried chicken from that restaurant that day. You get what I'm saying? So love was shown in another way. So yes, I look for that when I'm out there. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nothing wrong with that. That's all I'm gonna say. So whatever, yes, if a woman is demanding certain things, now my thing is when it comes to all that, she gotta be able to carry and have her own at first. You can't expect nobody to do something that you can't do for yourself. So I know I can cook, I know I can clean, I know I can do all that on my own. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I enjoy when it's done for me. You know, that's the thing about it. Everybody is in love when something is done for them. Yes, a woman can provide all the trips. She can go get her nails done. She can buy herself flowers and all that. But if she finds a man that does that for her, or sometimes step up and do that, she loves that. That releases those endorphins, those dopamines, those happy feelings. So yes, you lying if you saying you don't want to be spoiled at some aspect or some point in your life. And that's just being honest and real. So yes, I love being spoiled in some way. I ain't talking about financially. I'm just talking about the things that truly count at the end of the day.
what makes you happy. You know, spoiling you what makes you happy. So I'm gonna ask y'all fellas this. I'm gonna ask Jay Ward and the show is not on right now. How would you like to be spoiled? Just one quick sentence or two quick sentences so we can wrap up. How would you like to be spoiled? Oh, now y'all quiet. Y'all said,
Oh, I tell you how I like being spoiled. Me, I would keep it simple. I'm simple as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Time. I'm like the love language. You know what I'm saying? I'm quality time. I'm definitely a communicator. Communicate with me. I'm physical. You know the small things. Let's hold hands. Let's cuddle. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit right there. You know, cook a little bit. Shit, I'm gonna be out there in the yard cutting the grass. You know, just the simple things for me to just show you in tune and we in tune with each other.
Got you.
It ain't gonna be all that spending money and trip shit.
Anybody else want to contribute?
I must be retarded. My shit way simpler than that. All I need is something to eat real quick, goddamn drink, then shit. Maybe a shot of ass after I finish drinking. I'm straight, bro.
I said physical touch. I'm trying to keep it.
That's it, bro. Shit. Bro, yeah, leave me alone for like a couple hours. A couple hours out the day when you ain't bothering me. Perfect.
For me personally, I need physical touch, words of affirmation. I need somebody to pretty much speak positive words over my life, especially being a black man. You face a lot of battles, so you need that reassurance, you know, from your mate. And like he said, I need the physical touch as well. But those pretty much the main three that I need.
Anybody else?
I mean, I agree with what everybody said, man. I'm pretty much on the same thing.
Words of affirmation and a weekend without the kids. Just me and Fee by herself. That's all I need.
Y'all gonna make another kid.
That's spoiled for me. That's spoiled for me. 7 rooms, we can do whatever we want to. That's spoiled for me without no kids around.
That's kind of
awesome.
We got like 13 kids.
All you gonna do is make another kid,
right? But we're gonna transition to the next topic. Pretty much everyone's saying the things that they want, and most of it has been non-sexual. Like no one has said juggle their balls the entire time, or sex all the time. Even said a shot of ass, but words of affirmation, physical touch, time, and time away from me. Let me spend some quality time to myself and just enjoy my peace and quiet away from you. So with that being said, or spontaneous sex, like Eric Triplet said. So with that being said, you don't have to speak about your current relationship because I don't want to get nobody in trouble. But how happy, looking back, how happy have you been with the non-sexual aspects of your relationship as a black man in the past? Like I said, I ain't trying to get no. I know Corey we're getting married in November. Rob, I want to get you cut because Fifi in the next room. So how happy have y'all been with the non-sexual aspects of your relationship in the past? Like everything else outside of sex.
I mean, that should be the thing that make you want to be in a relationship with that person anyway. It shouldn't be about the sex anyway. So you shouldn't be with a person that you can't enjoy everything else that come along with it. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't. I mean, like that might be a plus. You know what I'm saying? Good sex is definitely a plus. Don't get me wrong, but that shouldn't be the thing that make you want to be in a relationship with a person anyway. So I mean, as far as how happy I've been in the past, I've been happy in all of my relationships outside of sex because it's usually a friendship first. I don't just jump into relationships like no way. So I mean, hey, the non-sexual part of it, it's all good. It's all G.
Go ahead, Carl. You were saying something?
Yeah, I'm kind of like with T. For me, for the young ladies I've dealt with, it's definitely been on some building type versus the sexual aspect of it. They've always, honestly, been in tune with it. It's just been kind of me, just kind of fucking up, on the other end, But outside of that, it's always. I think we all surround ourselves around individuals to a certain point where we're going to be able to communicate, balance out to a certain point, but you know, it may be other entities that come into play that cause us to not continue on in those. But I've been satisfied non-sexually, you know. Sex, like T said, the sex is shit. It could just be like, oh, well, damn.
Okay. This can be crazy. Real cut and dry then.
I'm peculiar, man. There's a lot of stuff that get on my nerves. So non-sexually, man, I was probably why I'm not with him now is because I wasn't satisfied. Like at a certain point, this person really kind of starts, you know, it's like a corn on your foot, you know, it starts out soft and then it gets harder and harder and harder. That's kind of how I am with a person. When I start getting a little fed up with, you know, it starts out good and you have like, you know, your first disagreement and then that thing, you know, gets solved and then those layers start stacking on top of it. So you eventually start getting fed up with how they chew, how they walk, you know, how they talk on the phone, you know. So, I mean, for me, outside of the non-sexual stuff, it starts out okay, but eventually, you know, if you don't resolve the issues that you have, it ends up being something that you can't overcome. And so, like I said, which is probably why it didn't last. So, I mean, most relationships start out okay, you know, non-sexually, because, like I said, I'm a sexual person, but you shouldn't base a relationship solely off of sex because at some point your stuff ain't gonna work no more. So you got to have some type of foundation, you know, outside of not being able to smash all the time. Oh yeah, for me, it started out okay, and then like I said, that corner just got irritating, and I rolled.
Whose stuff not gonna work? I'm gonna take Viagra and everything, and I'm 80.
Hey, I got military insurance. Mine gonna always work. I'm gonna get bionic and everything.
Right?
Bionic. What?
Hey man, that TRICARE no joke.
That's a good question in the comments, Will.
Hey,
Where is it?
Rob, I will say this. You did bring up a good point as far as to maybe why, you know, things fizzled out as far as on the non-sexual end. So definitely, you know, like I say, it started off cool, but as time goes along.
Rob said she didn't have that WAP.
Hold on. That's a good question.
That's what really happened. That's what Rob just said.
Shut up, E. I'm gonna ask this question, and I'm gonna start with E since you want to talk.
Go ahead.
Could you abstain from sex before marriage?
What kind of fucking question is that?
Could you?
Answer the question, boy.
Hell no.
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
Hell no.
Like Lil Duval said, no can do. I can't go for that.
You know what I'm saying? I commend people that actually do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying, I was with somebody that was like that, and you know what I'm saying, I had the respect of the chicken. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, damn, that's one hell of a commitment. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, people make choices. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't my business to like try to like make them compromise themselves for what they believed in. You know what I'm saying? When people bring religion into it and they sexual preference or whatever, they're gonna stick to it regardless. Because black people be zombies over religion. So you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro.
You
like,
shouldn't be.
That's their choice. You can't like force your opinion, you know what I'm saying? Try to persuade them for it, you know what I'm saying? Even though they say church girls be the biggest, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like the Catholics, chicks or whatever, like how they be portraying them and shit like that. But I mean,
can't stereotype.
So hold on.
Listen,
I
Will, I gotta say this. You
go ahead.
For me, you not even gonna be my girlfriend if we ain't had, bro. Like I'm not gonna even commit to a relationship if you know it's like that, bro. Honestly.
And I mean, in the comments saying, I saw Veronica Jackson said the next discussion as soon as we started, so she trying to throw it back. And I respect that. If that's what you want, find you a partner that's gonna meet your needs. CJB gonna wrap us up. Oh no, let me get Jay Water here. I forgot about that. I got you.
Oh, he left.
So don't shake your head at me. I'm go ahead. What you think, Jay Ward?
You done, Corey?
Y'all go ahead, bro. It's all you.
All right,
This is
I'm gonna go
all
against the
you.
grain. I'm gonna go against the grain on this right here. I hear a lot of people saying that sex is this and sex is that. In my opinion, not sex, but intimacy isn't the icing on the cake. It's the whole fucking cake. And I know people want to sound like, oh, y'all ain't gonna always be able to have sex and all that. I'm not talking about just sex. I'm talking about intimacy as a whole. So intimacy, I think, is the most important part of a relationship, because if that intimacy is not there, it's going to cause all sorts of other problems. Because I consider being vulnerable with somebody a part of intimacy. Really being able to trust somebody is a part of intimacy. Really being able to, what the other person's needs are. That's a part of being intimate with someone. So I want to intimately know you. So if we're not on the same level from an intimate standpoint, then we'll never, no matter how supportive you are, none of that, it won't matter, because we're not on the same page when it comes to intimacy. To answer the original question, probably the only aspect of the non-sexual thing that I've been, not so happy with, and I think this is why, and to hit on another topic that we briefly hit on, there's a myth, and I do put emphasis on myth, is that Black women are not as supportive, and that's not true. But when men say that, like, for a woman to believe in his particular dream, that matters a lot to a lot of people. And I know, like, some people have far-fetched imaginations, and I think that when you tell somebody that, they just look at the short term. And I think a lot of men, I know I'm more of a long-term person and not a short-term. So I've had goals in my head since I was 18, 19 years old that I still haven't fulfilled. And when you tell that to someone, it's almost like they either gonna laugh you out or just say, okay, I see what you're saying. Because, as an actor, I've heard so many people say, like, oh, okay. It's almost like, to tell someone you want to be a rapper. And I think that there's so many rappers who didn't make it because women was like, oh, you still supporting him while he's selling tapes out his trunk? But, Master P wife supported him, and look at him now. So I think that, maybe a lot of times the dream isn't too big. The people that's around you are dreaming too small and they can't see it. So I think that support and having that right support system is vital. And when you have a woman that just believes in you no matter what, like, that's a part of intimacy. And that part right there, I think everybody can work on, because, it's hard to tell somebody that, hey, I'm walking away from this job that pays our bills to be an entrepreneur. And, y'all may have never had any problems, but now, because you said that, now there are problems within your relationship because you have said that. That means that that's a non-sexual thing that's probably going to eventually cause some problems in your sex life and in your, your money and all of that, because that person doesn't necessarily see what you see. So that's why I think it's important to be able to connect with someone and even be intimate with them in their thoughts and in your thoughts, so you can be on the same page on that.
Jay Ward just spit some fire. I kind of agree with him on this.
Jay Ward.
I agree with him.
Look, he ain't even pull a simp mode. So I'm just over here. I'm proud of you. On your birthday, you have stepped up, son.
I know, right? But I think the men and the women will agree that intimacy is important in the relationship, not just sex.
Very much so.
But intimacy, because they can break a lot of relationships. I saw one person say that Deja said she was with someone and they couldn't get intimate on that level, and the relationship didn't last longer than that. I think I saw Yo-Yo say if you're not intimate with her, or if sex ain't good, you're not getting the walls or the jaws or something like that. But intimacy is very important. He said intimacy leads to going raw. Well, that means you're gonna have a baby. Let me go to the comments before you ain't got none, huh?
The comments,
comments jumping. Facts. Intimacy is important, but a lot of people don't know what intimacy is. So, Jay Ward, on your birthday, I know this is your topic. So I'm gonna ask you to define what is intimacy to you. What does intimacy look like?
Just off the top of my head, to align yourself with the physical desires, the mental desires, and the emotional desires of the person that you're with. Just to be in sync with that person. Like, sometimes if you're in sync with someone, if they're having a bad day, and you probably even know why without them even telling you. Like, that's peace. And men love peace. And that's like that, like, you really intimate with me because our souls are connected, because you can tell that something is off with me. Even if I didn't tell you that, like, that's to be intertwined with somebody else and to be like one with someone, even, just to really be, on the inside of someone, not physically on the inside of them, but you're just on the inside of their aura or their essence. And that's like true intimacy. Just like, I know what you need today. And, sometimes it may just be, I just want you to rub my head. And, it's just, just that one thing, or just to, to pick my chin up and say, hey, it's going to be okay. Like, don't let that define you. So, just to, that's just off the top of the head, what I think intimacy really is.
Jay Ward did not drink no gin tonight. I'm
sober, man. I'm about to pull up as soon as I get off, man.
But like he said, intimacy is not to be confused with soul ties, because you're not feeling no cat soon as someone walk in the room. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Good points. Good points.
Room dog, I see you, my guy.
Oh, that's some good booty rubs, and you got a lot of ass now too. So.
Hey, but let me add to Jay Ward intimacy real fast. On the emotional side. No, I think Corey haven't spoke yet. Go ahead, Corey.
Nah, you can go ahead, man. You go ahead. You finna jump in. Go ahead.
Just real quick. I know he touched on emotion, and I kind of did a little research real fast. Safe communication. That is needed definitely in a relationship. Safe communication. And then it talks about respecting others' opinions and belief, then the personal opinions and belief, then your feelings and experiences versus their feelings and experience, your needs, my needs, emotions and desires. So definitely, I definitely want to big up Jay Ward for bringing that up. But go ahead, Corey.
Pretty much everything Jay Ward said as far as the definition of intimacy was spot on. Like, the only thing that I would add to that is pretty much making sure that your woman is vulnerable with you. Like, being vulnerable with somebody is a level of intimacy as well. So outside of that, I think Jay Ward pretty much touched it on everything.
A woman is not gonna be intimate with you unless you make her feel secure anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
well,
wait, say it again, T, because you kind of low too.
Oh no, I was just saying, a woman not gonna let you even get intimate with her. She's not gonna be able to be intimate with you without security, bro. It comes from security. Like, women love to be protected. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. Say that, Ruffin.
And don't forget. All right, that's gonna wrap up for that topic. That was a pretty good discussion. Last topic for the night. I don't think we're gonna do a hell on say what, and I forget what it was.
It ran from one end to the next end. That's all I'm gonna say.
So we talked about this in the group chat. It was a very lengthy discussion. So we definitely bringing it up tonight. We are all some very, I would say, successful men on our career paths, going down and making a good amount of money and pretty high up in where we are as far as employment. However, would you have chosen this career path, knowing what you know now, if you had the decision to go back and make a change when you were in undergrad or high school? Knowing what you know now, would you still be in the current position that you're in as far as employment in your career path? And why not if you chose to do something different?
I'm gonna go first.
No, you can go ahead, bro.
Yeah, because I'm gonna jump off. I'm gonna just say that no, I wouldn't choose a different path because I love children and I love teaching children, and I love acting, and I'm able to combine the two of those together. And I'm not a money person. I know there are a lot of things that I could do that would pay me a lot more money. And I often think about going into one of those fields that pays more money, but I don't think I would be fulfilled if I was just making more money but not, trying to make an impact on the community. What I would do though is make sure that when I'm in high school and undergrad that I'm making better financial choices and making better academic choices that will lead to me to get scholarships and all of that. I'm not like E. I didn't have the full ride from Jackson State, so I would change that so that I wouldn't have student loans and debt like that. I would change and just find a way to manage and learn more about finances earlier in life. And so, because I think as long as you know how to manage what you make, any amount of money would be adequate as long as you have a livable wage, as long as you know what you're doing and how to manage it. Because good credit is pretty much more valuable than making, high six figures sometimes. So it just depends on how you manage that. So I definitely would go and make better academic decisions. And, I think I would set myself up a little bit more if I made better academic choices.
Got you. And Larisha, I don't think OnlyFans was out when you was in college, so we had a conversation another time. But Jay Ward, like you say, we need to go.
She came and danced for me back in the days in college. Hey.
But Jay Ward, any final comments before you leave? And I see you got to go and celebrate your birthday.
Nah, man, that's it. I think y'all been excellent tonight. I'm gonna still listen. I'm gonna watch LeBron. Hopefully, will this in, man. And I just want to say that I'm glad sports are back, but I don't want them to forget the main thing, which is making sure that we can be equal on all fronts. So that's it, man. I'm about to go celebrate my birthday. I'm about to pour up. So y'all be safe, man. I'm gonna keep listening as I go and prepare.
Happy birthday, my brother. Virgo.
Thank you.
Gang. Let's go.
Your birthday.
Corey, I saw you shaking your head very furiously. What do you think? Would you have chosen the same career path?
Man, I would have still majored in finance because I like working with money. But the career path that I initially wanted, I wanted to work in banking. Like I feel like there's not enough Black representation in banking. So if there's not enough Black representation in banking, then you don't pretty much know what you need to know as an entrepreneur to get a loan to start your own business. Mm-hmm. But the thing that pretty much changed me out the way was it was hard to get in. Like I graduated like right after the recession. So it wasn't hardly any jobs left. And I just refused to work as a teller for 2 years at $7 an hour before I moved up. I said, hell no, I wasn't doing that shit. So pretty much like I like what I do now. I feel like I could be doing something better. I'm looking into doing that now, but at the same time, right after college, I wanted to go directly into banking.
Anybody else?
Like I like my field now. Like software is cool, but it depends on like your location. You know what I'm saying? I've been with big companies, been with small companies, and like I probably would have did finance or banking, like on the slick, because like what I learned in my spare time, I just think about like what if I would have knew this same information like 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. I'd be a fucking millionaire right now. Mm-hmm. Probably. You know what I'm saying? Or some shit like that. And it's not necessarily about the money. It just is like, you know what I'm saying? I would really like to buy my freedom. By my freedom, I mean like my financial freedom. You know what I'm saying? That's a big goal for me. You know what I'm saying? To like not have any debt. Like none. So, you know what I'm saying? I definitely probably would have did like something like finance, and I probably would have got in fintech, you know what I'm saying? Or something like that. Like if it was coming up, which I still can get into, but at the same time, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like something like that, working with a hedge fund or investment banking, something along that line with how money and bonds actually work and cohesively coexist. You know what I'm saying? Understanding the credit system and shit like that better. So I can put myself in a better financial position. You know what I'm saying? And then just with that knowledge, I just would have like put everybody else on game at the same time for those that would listen. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to do sometimes, but niggas don't want to listen.
Oh, shut your ass up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's probably it. You know what I'm saying? Or I would have been a history teacher. Yeah, that too.
He would have took people up to Vicksburg and talked about the system.
First, hold on. This
I gotta say this, E. How you go from being Elon Musk to a
history teacher, right?
First of all, okay. First of all, I didn't even study for the state history test. I made a 487 out of 500. That's how I know I'm good at this shit.
What state?
In Mississippi, dumbass.
Muted, because that ain't shit.
Whoa, whoa. I love Mississippi now. Come on.
That's Mississippi Junior. What are you talking about? And you got ran out of Arkansas.
Moving on, but I do agree though about finances because I was I'm getting into stocks and everything now and option trading and puts and option calls. Like it's a lot of money to be made. Like these people are making thousands of dollars a day through options trading and spreads and puts. And I've never heard of this before. I started looking into it myself after my doctorate degree. Like what? But I definitely agree with that. Rob, would you have chosen the same path you on now if you had the knowledge you have currently?
Not at all. I was honestly forced into joining the military. So short story, I graduated from college, 4 years, horrible decision. I don't advise anybody doing that ever in life. With a psychology degrees, you can't really do anything with a bachelor's psychology degree except for being a counselor in a high school or some low-level job. So when I graduated, I didn't have a plan after graduation to make money and to further myself. And so I was kind of sitting unemployed for about 2-3 months. And so that's when I decided to apply for the military and join. The military has been the cause of every single bad thing that's happened in my life since college, since I graduated. So at the same time, it's been responsible for every great thing that's happened in my life since I graduated from college. So it's been a good and bad thing. I wanted to be a psychiatrist. When I was in high school, I wanted to be a doctor. So I believe I shortchanged myself because I was trying to get out into the workforce to try to help my family and make some real money. And so that's why I ended up joining the military, becoming an officer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If I had the financial freedom or my family had the financial freedom for me to be able to finish my degree and get my doctorate, yeah, I probably would have had my doctorate by now. But you have to do what you have to do to make sure you make ends meet, take care of your family, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So no, I would not have done that. I've been in 15 years now. I don't regret it because it's actually brought me some great things, but at the same time, it's caused some horrible things that happened in my life. So no, I would not have chosen military if I had to choose, if I wasn't forced to choose.
Got you.
So I got a question for Rob. So you learned everything while you was in the Army?
What's that?
You learned everything, you learned all that in the Army?
Everything I've learned since I graduated, all the IT stuff, all the certs, all the degrees, everything since I've been in the military, basically studying on my own and OJT.
So 2 quick comments real quick.
Yeah.
Bro, I wish I like that.
Two quick comments. I see y'all networking and getting y'all things, taken care of in the comments. Look, help each other out and look out for each other because that's what we're here for. I mean, we have discussions, but if you feel like you need help, put it in the comments and we'll do what we can to reach out and find out if we have the resources to help you assist you.
Hold on, I don't know y'all, so I don't.
Shut your ass up, you muted. Second, please check out Champagne Conversations. I saw she joined the room, the podcast. Check out Champagne Conversation. Make a comment, Champagne Conversation, so I can pin you to the board because they have a great podcast, great conversations. Plenty of what we're talking about currently. We talk about on that podcast as well. So please check them out. Crow, would you have chosen the same career path, knowing what you know now, if you knew that back then?
Definitely, I would have taken the classes and I guess college a little bit more serious or focused a little bit more. That way I could have finished and started in grad school and go ahead and get my doctorate. As Rob said, those ology degrees, you really can't do much with them in the bachelor's field, but case management, maybe some low end level, some low end level counseling. But you have to work your way up to your master's and to your doctorate. And I know a lot of people say it's no money social services field. But once you get that master's and once you get that doctorate, and I will say this too, being a black male in this field is a bonus. Um, so it's just all about networking, building your brand and marketing yourself. So if I would have did that just a tad bit earlier, but I know we keep religion out of it, but for me, God got me where He want to be, and for me, one thing that I do love about my field, I know a lot of my homies and a lot of people tell me, "Yo, G, y'all should be getting paid more," but even with the knowledge that I have and what I'm doing now, the lives that I've changed and saved is priceless. So I wouldn't change. I would go through the same struggle, go through the same fights in the rough nights, rough days, rough evenings. Because at the end of the day, I'm keeping families together. I'm keeping kids with their parents. I'm keeping moms alive, dads alive, aunties, uncles, helping families connect the resources, something that's priceless. And then I'm also helping networking to put others on that's kind of having a hard time knocking down the door. So, I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world. I go through the same struggle. I would just focus a little bit faster. That way I could have a greater change faster in the things that I'm doing now.
Got you.
Yeah.
Before I go to T real quick, I just want to say shout out to Crow working on his master's degree because we do need more black men in the social sciences field, and we really do to keep these black families and black people together. And also shout out to my LBD Hood working on this doctor. I'm working on my doctor as well. And shout out to the Spring 09, the best line in alphabetic history. Go ahead.
Shout out here too, though,
Mute Swift.
huh?
Yeah,
Shout out on here too, though. Ain't it?
Yep.
Yeah, Sherrod.
Man,
He working on his dissertation right now. Sherrod's finished with classes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a few people that's in law school, so we definitely, my line brother in law school, my
We're
line
talking
brother,
about 09. You muted.
we talking about 03, son.
we ain't even gonna talk about 04. Y'all know what I'm doing. You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
04,
Nigga, y'all about Lem, nigga. It's about Lem, nigga.
you don't believe that shit, just right.
nah,
Put your head down. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
we got 2 engineers, 2 doctors. We got a lawyer. We got another doctor that's about to happen with Dre. We got a principal with Claude. We got military. We got the feds. We got social.
Oh, trash ass.
Nigga,
This thing.
bro, I'm about to keep it right here, bro.
You was good before the fall.
We got a half doctor. We got a con artist, nigga.
Hey, look, hey, it's good that we can joke about this type of stuff, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's real good. We can joke about who got the most doctors and who got the most lawyers and who got the most engineers on their line. Like, that's how your circle should be. You know what I'm saying? So
It'll be 09. We gotta take a list.
Bro, we gonna win per capita.
Hey, hold on, y'all forgot about Denraw. Denraw top it all, baby. He like a dean over there internationally. My line
Black Panther.
of an international university. Get on that level.
Do y'all have somebody that can counterfeit money for y'all? No. Y'all ain't got that. Y'all ain't got that.
Anyway.
I'm not unmute E. You need to mute that down. You are not good. And I know exactly who he's talking about.
It don't matter, bro. You tell us we ain't lit. What you talking about? We got both sides of the law.
Go ahead, T.
All right, so like a lot of us saying that we would have did a lot of stuff different, but at the same time, we really need to congratulate ourselves because a lot of us are the first people in our family that actually was able to go to college, get an education and stuff like that. So I think that, even though we would have did things a little bit different, but it's always better to take the slow grind, the long route, you know what I'm saying? Because everything that we went through to get in this position that we in now. That's what we learned. You know, we learn from all our difficulties. So I know that a lot of us really want to do something else with our life. You know, like jobs are totally BS anyway. But I'd rather not go down the rabbit hole. Me and E can talk about this for 50 years. You know what I'm saying? As far as modern day slavery, being on a job that you don't want to be at 40 hours. But anyway, we ain't gonna do it today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I do want to say that it's good that we all had to take the long route and actually start from the bottom to actually appreciate where we at now. You know what I'm saying? Or where we plan to be, and we all working towards that. So that's all I really want to just put on y'all head, because everybody said that they would probably be doing something else, but I just want y'all to appreciate what we doing, because it's not a lot of black mental health therapists in the world, especially in the Jack. You know what I'm saying? Corey, finance superstar in the A. You know what I'm saying? My line brother, Rob, the major. E is a cryptocurrency.
Y'all laugh about it now. Laugh about it now. I'm telling you, bro.
He is a cryptocurrency philanthropist.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, man.
And
Hold on.
Swift almost a doctor, so
Hey, I'm a few months out from defending my dissertation. I'm close.
Dr. Bottom Feeder.
Hey.
So like I said, everybody would rather prefer to do something else, but at the same time, we are here for a reason, man. So that's what's up.
Definitely.
Claude, shut your ass up, Claude.
I'm gonna close out. If you need your carpets cleaned, Alpha Beta got the best carpet cleaner in Claude. Just at him.
Y'all get off my LB. Y'all get off my LB.
Well, if you need your carpets cleaned or your basement cleaned, hit up Claude. I'm telling you. Any other comments on this topic?
Dr. Bottlefree, Lord.
Man, I just wish y'all the best in all y'all fields. Y'all keep growing, keep helping others out, keep breaking down walls and whatever we doing. To all those who are watching, keep pushing forward. If you're not happy within the career you're in, definitely it's never too late to make that change and do something that you love, that you're going to grow in. Definitely shout out to each and everybody who's pushing forward, trying to do great things, and y'all keep encouraging each other in positive ways with constructive criticism, not negative criticism, constructive criticism that's going to build each other up. That's men and women and vice versa doing it for each other. This is the Black love. Love you all.
And speaking of constructive criticism, when your manager is giving you shit at your job, learn to tell him to shut the hell up. That is vital. That is really vital these days.
So I'm
gotta set the tone, man. You gotta set the tone.
You can't say shut the hell up, but you do gotta.
You can't say shut the hell up, but you gotta set the tone.
You gotta know those policies and those procedures and know how to articulate a professional email or say it in a professional manner. Like, I'm not fucking going. Like,
and one thing always we forget as a people to log stuff. When things are happening against us, or we feel that there's an injustice going on within our offices, we need to logging things, documenting, yes, and not just going to run and tell somebody. Document, please document, my people. That's how you make sure you are covered.
Keep a paper trail, like Quinn said. Always keep that paper.
Cover your ass, my people. Cover your ass.
Y'all should talk about if you ever worked in a toxic environment. We may be able to talk about that.
Yeah, we will get on that. We can get on that, definitely.
Let me put that in the group chat too. So let's close this thing out. We're not going to do a hold on, say what now. I think that the most important thing is I articulate and emphasize that we need to vote this November. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Supreme Court Justice, has passed. And Donald Trump has already indicated that he has someone that he's ready to nominate. And Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has already indicated that he is going to push that vote through. Y'all, it is getting serious. Even if Donald Trump don't win this November, this is going to be a very important decision that the senators make, because this has long-lasting implications, not just the next 4 years, but the next 20, 30 years. We are looking at a Republican-leaning Supreme Court. That means abortion laws, gay rights, women's rights,
voting rights.
These things will be affected. So please know your rights. Please go out and vote. And may need to go
on the local level.
Please.
And your finances will be affected too.
Everything will be affected. Taxes. Listen, Supreme Court. I don't think people understand the importance of having a moderate Supreme Court. This is real. So, but I'm not gonna talk too much on it. I'm gonna say that for class on Monday.
We don't take class, boy.
So, final thoughts on all topics. We start with T.
Dang. Men can be spoiled, man. Y'all need to quit trying to take all the fun away from us. The PlayStation came out. I see people hating on the women buying the men the PlayStation. Like, we can't never have nothing, man. So look, ain't nothing wrong with being spoiled by anything in your life. It don't matter if it's your parents, if it's your woman, or whoever. Don't let nobody take your joy, my brothers, at all. As far as the non-sexual aspect of a relationship, look, you shouldn't be in a relationship with anybody that you don't like having sex with, so that should be number one anyway. But you know, everything else is more important, because at the end of the day, you need to be able to enjoy that person that you are next to and that you plan to spend the rest of your life with. And as far as the career path, like I said, we just gotta enjoy the ride and plan for the future, but also smell the flowers while we have them.
Absolutely. Crow?
When it comes to spoiling, just find somebody on the level of spoiling that you're comfortable with spoiling them with, and that you want to be spoiled with. I'm frugal with my money. You can call me cheap, you can call me whatever, but I'm looking to invest. I'm trying to build. I'm trying to leave wealth for the next generation. I'm not just thinking about myself. So at the same time, if somebody looking for the bag, I'm sorry, Crowley, the wrong one. I ain't spoiling on that end like that. Now we can go do trips. I buy purses, all that shit, heels, all that shit. But we ain't finna constantly just throw away no goddamn money. I'm sorry. There's other ways to spoil, which goes into the non-sexual aspect. I'll get my Jay Ward on for my fellow Virgo gang since he's not here. He said basically, in which licensed social worker basically said the four types of intimacy: emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical. And they got the physical going last for a reason, because as I stated about the emotional connection, you know, all of our ladies are on that string of emotional connection. And as he stated, that wraps around them being safe, secure, and protected. And that comes on every level that I named on the level of intimacy. So that, I think somebody touched about being vulnerable and all that. So they touched on that mental aspect, being able to be there with them. That emotional aspect, being able to entrust their feelings in you. That spiritual aspect, if you all have the same connection with whatever higher power you all choose to go to. And then that physical connection, you all should be able to climax on levels that you all will enjoy climaxing to. And that's mentally on that level while going through that process, that's physically on that level while going through that process. And then we go into the different career paths. As T say, honestly, I wouldn't have chosen. Actually, it's funny to give you all a quick story. I came into Jackson State with social work as my original major. I saw that they had night classes on there. I told y'all I was in a dark place, so I had other things going on at night. So I counseled social work as being my major altogether because they had night classes. So I end up switching it to sociology, and look how God worked things out. I'm in the process of getting my master's in social work, and I end up in all of this counseling, all case management, and all that. So I don't think it was really in my path, even if I tried to do something different. I think it was set for me to be here to help others. That's why I say it's priceless what I'm doing, and I love what I'm doing, and I'll continue to do it, hopefully until I'm called home.
Absolutely. E, go on and say you said what you said, and that's it. Go ahead.
Yeah, my bad. I was trading at the moment. I had to swap. But no, but yeah, shit. I said, goddamn, shit. Everybody just need to be safe. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep shit G. Stop being little punk ass niggas and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Stay real. Be true to yourself, cause ain't nobody else out here gonna do it but you. You know what I'm saying? Stop flogging. Stop running. You got issues and shit like that. Handle shit yourself. Shit. Hey, goddamn. And yeah, with all the other topics and shit.
Go ahead, Rob.
Fellas, it's okay to be spoiled. Like my LB said, man, don't let them take your joy, man. You got to keep your joy. Like I said before, man, I think Jay Ward touched on that topic pretty good. I ain't even gonna touch that one. And like I said, I agree. Again, man, me and my LB on the same sheet of music, man. I wish I would have went into the original career that I wanted, but at the same time, the career that I have, I wouldn't have been where I am today without the career that I got. Start my master's next week. Compliments of the military and the VA for free. So, like I said, it all, you know, it all ends up well for the good. So you have to be thankful for where you are, and you just never know where life's gonna take you. Because, like everybody says, you have a plan. I don't know how many religious people we got, but they say you have a plan, but God has another plan for you. So you always taking a route that you're needed to go, regardless of what your plan is.
Corey.
Pretty much, man. I think Rob touched on everything. Like, I'm not gonna speak on what Jay Ward said, the topic Jay Ward talked about, because I think he did a good job about it. And how Rob pretty much said that you can have a plan, but God has another plan, and that's actually true. So I don't really have anything further to say about that. But E, you better be cool over there, boy. You better be cool, boy.
It's time to let it go. Ball that thing on now, son. Rob, go give him the kid on how to ball it out.
Y'all get up. You still
You better be cool, E.
Let me go and wrap this up. I see where this is going. What's wrong with men being spoiled? Absolutely nothing, but just communicate with your man and see what it is that he likes. I think that's the biggest thing is communication. Like someone said, I just may want to spend some time to myself away from everybody. Like, figure out what your man wants and go from there. How happy, like everybody else said, Jay Ward pretty much touched on that. Career path. I love what I do. I went to political science, both bachelor's and master's, and I'm currently in higher education. But I do kind of wish I should have went to law school. I do think that should have been the path for me, and then going to politics. But that's another discussion for another day.
It's never too late, Doc.
No, it's over with now. It's over with. I have other plans. I have a few things up my sleeve. We'll talk about that next year. But to wrap it all up, please go out and vote. Like I said, it's imperative we vote this November. Imperative. This is going to impact us probably for the rest of our lives. Like adding another Supreme Court justice that's pretty heavy. Not just one, but two. Donald Trump is already nominated and confirmed and got on the seat. Kavanaugh after everything that happened with him. So you can imagine what's going to be next. The next person that he wants to bring on to the Supreme Court justice seat probably going to be further to the right than Brett Kavanaugh. So please get out and vote and raise hell with your representatives that this shouldn't happen. We shouldn't have an outgoing president nominating someone for the Supreme Court. I want to say that I enjoyed everyone. I thank you for all coming out. Please come out and see us again next week. We're here every Friday. Does anyone else have anything else to say before we wrap up?
Man, just keep up the good fight, my black people. That's definitely, you know, my thing. Just keep what we're fighting for, and let's stop. I'm gonna constantly keep saying it. Black queens, black kings. Let's stop all this Twitter, IG going against each other, and let's continue to big up each other.
Absolutely. And before we close out, I will say that the video of T falling will be up tonight.
Some told me to
Hey, on every platform. Hey, on every.
You feel?
Hey, y'all know the rapper make him go on World Star.
Why y'all had to bring that back up?
Hey, the shade room.
So so to my panelists, if you can, if people may want to reach out to you, so if you feel comfortable, drop your Instagram or your Twitter in the comments and let people. I saw some people connecting and talking in the comments, and I do believe in networking and helping each other get to where we need to be. So if you could, if you want to, if you feel comfortable, please drop your name, your Instagram name, or however they can contact you in the comments. And with that being said, thank you everyone. We appreciate you coming out, and we will see you next week.
Be safe out there.
I'm meet the fuck out of you.
Grandma, he cussed. Grandma, Swift cuss.
You started, son.